Summer has arrived again in Boston and across New England, while another season has ended for your Boston Bruins. A disappointing second-round playoff exit leaves the team facing an important offseason. Big changes are imminent as the draft, free agency, and a number of high-profile contract negotiations await. But for now, it's time for the Bruins players and staff to enjoy some well-deserved downtime. 4,450 miles northwest of Boston, 22-year-old goaltender Jeremy Swayman has returned to his home in Anchorage, Alaska, where he is making the most of his time off.
Welcome to Alaska, beauties! Alright, you guys ready to get the aux going? Pink Floyd, Jackson Brown. Oh, yes! Does this not get you fired up or what? We're in Seward's Harbor and we're about to go on an epic fishing adventure / expedition. Might see some glaciers, might see some whales. Really don't know what to expect, but I know that I got the crew and the passion, the attitude to have a really good time, so buckle up. Here we go. Here they come. Oh, they're right here too. Here, right here, right here, right here. Oh, they just go. These are the Alaskan tunas. Right there. Oh, yeah. That's Brando, Cliffy. Find your beach, man. It's awesome. So here we have a couple of whales, humpbacks to be exact, and it looks like they're feeding. They're enjoying the sun like us as well. So, just another day. Nothing surprising here.
While Jeremy and his friends continue their run out to the fishing grounds in Alaska, a familiar scene is happening at Warrior Ice Arena back in Boston. But it's not the Bruins hitting the practice ice today, because it's the team's annual midsummer development camp, where the Bees prospects get an introduction to how things are done at the NHL level in Boston.
I want to thank Jamie personally for, and Mooj and all the coaches that have helped set this up. I think it's a real good program that the Bruins have done for years. You get a first look at guys. It's a bit of a taste of an orientation, so to speak, of how the Bruins do things. We are great teammates. It's one of the things that's well respected around the leagues. Second part is the competitiveness part. We're looking for competitiveness on every player, whether you're a first round or an invite. That's one of the most important things for us, all right?
This is an opportunity for you guys to kind of come in, see what happens. I've been in your shoes. I know, it's a nerve-wracking time. There's a lot that you can learn from being here. We're not like any other organization. We have a very high standard of a teammate. If you come in here and you're not a good teammate, if you don't work hard, you will not be here. It's just, we won't let you be here. We won't let you come in here and not push. You have to push me. That's what we need in this group. We expect everyone every day to come in and compete hard, because at the end of the day, we're not just trying to be part of this group. We're trying to win a Stanley Cup, and to do that, you need to realize how hard it is down the road. Work hard, have fun. Nice to meet you guys. Like I said, good job today, and enjoy the week.
Thanks, Marshy.
Yeah.
South of Anchorage, Alaska, Bruins goalie Jeremy Swayman and his friends are ready to get their lines in the water and test their luck.
We're on the fish now. All right, let's get dirty. We're doing bottom feeding fish, so these halibut just sit on the bottom, so we're not trolling or anything. Basically, we're just gonna drop them down 200 feet or so, 300 feet. Have a juicy herring on the back, on the tip of it. See if we can catch Shamu. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Let him eat it. That's a fish.
Big butt. Yeah, baby. Wow.
See that big boy?
I think we're just gonna try and lift him right up here.
Oh my God, this guy's made of muscles. Look at this guy.
35 pounder.
That's a good fish. He was shaking. He is unhooked. Look at that. Sick.
Meanwhile, back in Boston, with the hectic days of the NHL season behind him, Bruins forward Craig Smith is finally getting a chance to explore the city and its history.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I mean, we're taking the Old Town Trolley around some of the most famous sites in Boston, and a lot of Revolutionary history. Pretty thrilled to be here. Heard a lot about these sites before, but I never actually had a chance to see them firsthand.
And around the corner, ahead to the right, this red brick building, the old State House. It's been there since 1713, when we were still a British colony.
1770.
March 5th, 1770.
Man, that is wild. Hey.
Hey, is Charlie coming selfie?
How did you know I was on it?
I just saw it in the Insta story.
Oh, they just posted about it?
Yeah, I just posted about it.
With the boys. I was gonna text you and see if you were gonna come. But I should have sent you the date.
So to the right, the Boston Garden, the TD Garden. Big grand new entrance with a statue of a guy flying through the air. Number 4, Bobby Orr from the Boston Bruins. That moment in history is so vivid I can hear it now.
Orr fights to keep it in, has it in the corner to Sanderson. Back in front to Orr, shot, scores! Bobby Orr from Sanderson!
I knew he was gonna score. I started getting into history more so when I was out of college. I watched a lot of movies and see a lot of things, and you get to a certain point where you want to go see these things and experience them and see them for yourself. I think I got more interested than I was when I was in school seeing it. So I love doing it. I literally could spend all day out here. So it's been a ride.
Out on Moon Island in Boston Harbor, the Bruins development camp continues as the prospects visit the Boston Fire Department's training facility for some very unique team building.
See here, this is how we practice like we play. The same as you guys, this here for us is a little bit more. We got a great group with Captain McCarthy and the instructors here, and so thanks for what you do, because, it's our pastime. We love watching you guys, so good luck to you. Have a great season. Thanks for coming out. Thank you.
After the brief introduction, it's time for these young players to get down to business and learn about a very different kind of teamwork from the Boston Fire Department.
Keep pushing. Drop it. Swing wide. Don't stop. Keep going. All right, switch. Somebody up on the other one. Go. Couple more. Get up there. Hey, you're going to go up, you're going to take a right all the way up. Slowly let it back down. Hand over hand. Like slowly but faster.
Okay, bring it right down.
All right, let's go.
All right, bring it down.
Yep. Go, boys. Climb it.
In the waters off Seward, Alaska, Jeremy Swayman's epic fishing expedition continues.
Look at the size of this cod! We got a cod! Yeah!
Yeah, baby!
Yeah!
Woo!
Woo!
Hell yeah!
That's a good one. Boat full of fish. Sun. Come on!
With the long Alaskan summer day finally winding down, Jeremy and his crew decide to end it in memorable fashion, with an up-close look at some nearby glaciers.
Oh. Came at the right time, it's just getting hot. I mean, it's just so great to explore this kind of thing with your people, man. I love this stuff. Couldn't have been better.
Jeremy Swayman is certainly enjoying his off-season up in Anchorage, Alaska, but he is also committed to staying in shape, both physically and mentally.
Typical day is do breakfast at home and then be at the gym by 6 and do a workout depending on the day. It'd be like an hour and a half. After that, I'll head home, make some more food, and do some homework right away just to get it out of the way for the day. And after that, usually I just go right to the rink, skate like 2 or 3 times a week, depending on the time of year. And right after that, I get outside, especially if it's days like this. All right, I'm ready to rock. Should be pretty good. Looks like a lot of upper body, which is what I need. There's fluff coming up. Damn it.
Jeremy left the University of Maine to go pro after his junior year, but he is determined to finish his degree. So when the AM workout is completed, it's back home where he dives right into his college coursework.
As we go through these different models, pay close attention to their similarities and differences.
Yeah, so this is my last class before I graduate, actually. This is a leadership class. Yeah, just something I've done every summer since I started at Maine. And I mean, it's always been one of my goals to get a college degree. My dad was a big motivator for that. You know, he did 14 years of college, you know, and so he's set the bar pretty high for me. But no, I personally just want to get an education. I think it's a great thing to have, a great accomplishment, and, you know, something that means a lot to me and it's important to me.
Midsummer back in Boston, but still plenty of work going on behind the scenes with the Bruins. It's day 1 of the NHL draft, and the Bees hold the 21st pick of the first round.
The Boston Bruins are proud to select from Luleå, the Swedish Hockey League, Fabian Lysell.
Yeah, obviously super honored to be a part of this organization, and Boston is they are one of the better teams in NHL, obviously. And they have super good guys like Pasternak and Bergeron. I think just from watching them, I know a few things about the team, and this is just a dream come true for me. And hopefully I can work hard to play there one day, and that's my main goal right now.
The first look at the promising 18-year-old Swedish winger in a Bruins sweater comes at the Late Summer Prospects Challenge Tournament in Buffalo, where the Bees youngsters face off against their counterparts from the Sabres.
Hey, hey, hey!
think we can find that space. I think we can find that space every time.
A tight game through 2 periods, but in the third, Fabian and his teammates step up and take control.
If I'm standing here and one on the left side got the puck, you just go down a little bit and I try to make the pass through. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. What a goal.
Crazy, Pete.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The goalie had no chance.
Solid play from the team's first rounder, plus a strong game by everyone in black and gold, gives Boston a 5-2 victory over the Buffalo Prospects.
Good game, boys. First one, good.
This is when this thing comes in handy. Just a big trunk.
Number one's busy day in Anchorage continues with a trip to the local rink where he joins off-season goalie coach Holden Melgoza and shifts the focus back to hockey.
Angles, setting our feet. The first rep, go slow. Second rep, I want you to add a head check.
As we all know, behind every successful hockey player are dedicated hockey parents, and Jeremy Swayman is no exception. Today, his dad Kenneth is looking on and reminiscing about his son's amazing journey.
It's the greatest feeling. It's a dream come true for him and for me. I've been standing in this very spot since he was like 3-4 years old. So the ultimate goal was to help him achieve his passion and his dream, which is this. And to be in a Bruins jersey, it couldn't be better. The beauty is just seeing him mature and grow as a person, you know, not beyond just a hockey player, just as a human being and just the whole package. That's as thrilling to me as watching him play.
Good? Dagger? Yeah. Some rest. Water.
As the month of July winds down, the Boston Bruins offseason heats up. Free agent David Krejci opts to return home to his native Czech Republic, while an unsigned Tuukka Rask undergoes hip surgery that leaves his future uncertain. In response, Don Sweeney makes a number of significant free agent signings. Among them are inking Sabres goaltender Linus Ullmark to a 4-year deal, adding veteran grit and leadership with former Blue Jackets captain Nick Foligno, and re-upping Taylor Hall for 4 more seasons. As training camp draws near, the players start returning to town. And for any pro athlete new to the city, there's no better introduction to the Boston sports scene than throwing out the first pitch at Fenway Park.
That's it right there.
Who's nervous? Who's nervous?
Hi guys. Should I relate? That looks good on you.
There we go. Foglino. Thank you very much. Anyone I missed? We're all set. Everybody's got one? Great. Thank you very much. Thank you. What's the guy here?
Is there anywhere that we could practice a couple of
On the field.
On the field? Okay.
We'll get you a ball on the field.
Perfect.
You got it. Where else are we going to be able to do this? Like, when else are you ever going to be able to do this? This is incredible, man. Look at this. Friday night at the ballpark? Come on.
This is like Saturday night.
Canada. This is awesome, man.
Oh, baby.
Woo.
Just don't step on the line, it's bad luck. The sidearm's interesting.
I'm scared. We gotta put him on the end.
Yeah, he's gotta be on the end. All strikes? Did it? If we do that and then go play a game, we're all jacked up right now. That was awesome.